Originally released in 1971, Wake in Fright is an Australian new wave film that plays like a nightmare, but was almost reduced to little more than a dream of 70s cinema fans. This isn't your bloomin' onion, throw another shrimp on the Barbie romanticized version of the Australian bush. It's a journey into the center of Australians' dark heart and paints a very unflattering picture of the outback. After believing the film had been lost forever, a print that was about to be destroyed was discovered. In 2009, a restored version was shown in Australian cinemas, and the film eventually saw a North American re-release by Drafthouse Films in 2012. Despite it being an unsanitized and biting view of small-town Australian life, Wake in Fright was actually directed by Canadian Ted Kotcheff of Rambo and Weekend at Bernie's fame, among others. Although it wasn't directed by an Australian, the screenplay was adapted from a book by Australian journalist and novelist Kenneth Cook. Schoolteacher John, played by Gary Bond, lives and works in a desolate Australian outback and makes plans to go on holiday to Sydney.
New to the Yabba?
Yes.
Staying long?
Yeah, just tonight.
A one-night stay as he's passing through the Yabba turns into a descent into the madness and depravity that is the lifestyle of the local men. The Yabba is as geographically distant from the rest of modern Australian civilization as it is culturally.
New to the Yabba?
New to the Yabba.
Tons of drinking, as well as a bit of gambling, leaves Gary stumbling through his weekend existence in the Yabba as he fights to merely survive through the days and nights. His journey isn't about distance, but rather time, as the longer he stays in the Yabba, the more he's forced to confront the realities of the instincts of man, human sexuality, and animalistic urges that the Yabba brings out in many of its inhabitants. Including one terrifying scene that turned my stomach like nothing in cinema has before, as John and his mates go out on a kangaroo hunt. What makes this so unsettling is that real footage of kangaroos being hunted was used. The film's production crew followed along hunters that were going out to hunt kangaroos regardless in order to document and gather footage for Wake in Fright.
Discontent is a luxury of the well-to-do. You gotta live here, you might as well like it.
Aside from Gary Bond, the film also stars Donald Pleasance, Jack Thompson, and Chips Rafferty, who all give amazing performances as Yabba locals who manage to give John the little push he needs to be sucked into the Yabba.
You can always come to the Yabba for your holidays. Good luck.
Spend a couple hours with this nearly lost treasure of a film, as it's one of the greatest pieces of serious Australian cinema ever made.
All the little devils are proud of hell.
Wake in Fright will stick with you far longer than the small amount of time you'll have to give up to watch this masterpiece.